The opposition is calling this Hindutva light. It didn't work for the Congress. Can it work for the AAP as they take on the BJP in Gujarat? That's my top focus on the Newstrack.
Kejriwal wants Lakshmi and Ganesh notes.
भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर एक तरफ गांधी जी की तस्वीर है, वो वैसे ही रहनी चाहिए, लेकिन दूसरी तरफ श्री गणेश जी की और श्री लक्ष्मी जी की तस्वीर भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर लगाई जाए।
केजरीवाल फॉर भगवान भरोसे रुपी। बीजेपी फायर्स बैक चुप चुनावी हिंदू।
अरविंद केजरीवाल जी आज भक्त बनने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं।
कांग्रेस says, what about Allah, Jesus and others? Kejriwal's remonetization mantra. Is he cashing in on Hindu pride for Gujarat? The big focus on Newstrack.
With the rupee falling, the Delhi Chief Minister has come up with a new idea to boost the economy. Arvind Kejriwal now wants the images of Lakshmi and Ganesh to be printed on currency notes. Kejriwal's godly gambit has triggered a big political war, with the BJP branding him a Chunavi Hindu. Is Kejriwal trying to cash in on Hindu pride ahead of the Gujarat elections? And more importantly, will this ploy work?
As Gujarat polls near, Kejriwal has raised the religion pitch in his campaign. In a state where the Hindu vote has kept the BJP in power for years, the Aam Aadmi Party leader is playing the majority plank to the fullest. The latest is this bizarre demand, which even Hindutva forces have probably not even thought of suggesting.
आज मेरी केंद्र सरकार से प्रधानमंत्री जी से अपील है, भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर एक तरफ गांधी जी की तस्वीर है, वो वैसे ही रहनी चाहिए, लेकिन दूसरी तरफ श्री गणेश जी की और श्री लक्ष्मी जी की तस्वीर भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर लगाई जाए।
The Delhi Chief Minister's strange call to the centre has been ridiculed by his rivals and of course backed by his followers.
आज भारत की अर्थव्यवस्था एक गंभीर संकट के दौर से गुजर रही है। हमको अपने सारे एफर्ट करने हैं, शिक्षा पे, स्वास्थ्य पे, बिजली पे, पानी पे, देश को महंगाई से बचाने के लिए, लेकिन इसके साथ साथ देवी देवताओं का, भगवान का आशीर्वाद भी आवश्यक है।
स्वस्तिक चिन्ह को झाड़ू से मारने का काम, इसी स्वस्तिक चिन्ह के ऊपर झाड़ू चलाने का काम और स्वस्तिक चिन्ह के ऊपर हंसने का काम अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने ट्वीट के माध्यम से किया था। वह ट्वीट भी आज जनता जनार्दन के सामने मौजूद है, पब्लिक डोमेन में है। आप देखिए, वही अरविंद केजरीवाल जी आज भक्त बनने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं।
आप लक्ष्मी जी और गणेश जी का भारतीय नोटों पर छपने से उनकी फोटो का विरोध क्यों कर रहे हैं? आपको क्या दिक्कत हो रही है कि आप नहीं चाहते हैं कि लक्ष्मी जी और गणेश जी के फोटो हमारे नोटों पे छपे? क्या आप नहीं चाहते हैं कि लक्ष्मी जी और गणेश जी का आशीर्वाद इस देश के हर व्यक्ति पर रहे? क्या आप नहीं चाहते हैं कि लक्ष्मी जी और गणेश जी का आशीर्वाद हमारे व्यवस्था पर रहे?
उसके साथ अरविंद केजरीवाल की भी फोटो सटा दीजिए, लगा दीजिए और पसपरिटी।
The Aam Aadmi Party's campaign has so far relied on putting the spotlight on issues like corruption, education, farmers and inflation. That appears to have worked for Kejriwal and his party. Just 10 years into politics, the Aam Aadmi Party holds 2 states, with Kejriwal being a third-time Chief Minister in Delhi. In Gujarat, though, Kejriwal appears to be singing a different tune. But that's politics.
The political opponents of Aam Aadmi Party are training guns at the Arvind Kejriwal, the Aam Aadmi Party chief. While the BJP is calling Arvind Kejriwal a seasonal Hindu, the Congress Party has dubbed AAP as B team of the Congress Party. It is to be seen whether the Aam Aadmi Party eventually gets the desired results by playing what is being seen as soft Hindutva card in the Gujarat elections. With video journalist Parminder Sharma, this is Amit Bhardwaj reporting for India Today from Delhi.
This isn't the first time that Arvind Kejriwal has played the Hindutva card. Last month, he emerged from the Somnath temple with a tripund on his forehead and a rudraksh around his wrists. He's chanted the Hanuman Chalisa and has flagged off pilgrim trains to Ayodhya. Will the Hindutva vote gambit pay off this time in Gujarat?
Gujarat, often called the first Hindutva laboratory. And when you fight the BJP on Narendra Modi's home turf, what do? Aam Aadmi Party convener and Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has decided to play the same card. His brand of Hindutva versus the Sangh Parivars.
आज मेरी केंद्र सरकार से प्रधानमंत्री जी से अपील है, भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर एक तरफ गांधी जी की तस्वीर है, वो वैसे ही रहनी चाहिए, लेकिन दूसरी तरफ श्री गणेश जी की और श्री लक्ष्मी जी की तस्वीर भारतीय करेंसी के ऊपर लगाई जाए.
Kejriwal's prescription to revive the economy and a falling rupee is not the first time he's playing to Hindu sentiments. From prayers at the Somnath temple to darshan at the Sri Ram Janmabhoomi temple, to choosing Ayodhya as one of the destinations in his free pilgrimage scheme to Delhi's senior citizens, to celebrating Diwali at Akshardham, Kejriwal has lost no chance in flaunting his Hindu credentials.
प्रभु श्री राम हम सबके आराध्य हैं. मैं व्यक्तिगत तौर पे हनुमान जी का भक्त हूँ. हनुमान जी रामचंद्र जी के भक्त हैं, तो उस नाते मैं हनुमान जी और श्री रामचंद्र जी दोनों का भक्त हूँ.
From public events to media conclaves, the Hindu Bhakt is an image he has crafted with much care. Kejriwal, often accused of soft Hindutva, doesn't mind the tag.
मेरे हिसाब से भगवान राम का संदेश, उन्होंने जो जो बोला, वाणी उनकी, रामायण में जो जो लिखा है उनकी वाणी, उनका आचरण, यही हिंदुत्व है. उसके अलावा कुछ भी हिंदुत्व नहीं है.
Combining politics and religion, will Kejriwal's own brand of Hindutva pay off? Bureau Report, India Today.
The Chief Minister of Delhi wants the photos of Lakshmi ji and Ganesh ji printed on Indian currency notes, which he thinks will be good for the economy. Here's an IIT trained engineer asking right before the Gujarat elections for Gandhi ji's image to be replaced with images of Hindu gods. Joining us on the Newstrack to debate whether this strategy of Hindutva light will work for the AAP in a mercantile state like Gujarat. I'm joined on this broadcast, one of Arvind Kejriwal's closest associates. Atishi joins us. We've got RP Singh joining us, representing the Bharatiya Janata Party. Shazia Ilmi is here in her capacity not as a BJP spokesperson but a former AAP member. And for a political perspective on which way the hawa is blowing in Gujarat at this moment, I'm joined by leading cephalogist Yashwant Deshmukh from Sea Voter. Atishi, from what I know of you, you've told me earlier that you're an atheist. Your leader asks for the notes, for the images of Lakshmi ji and Ganesh ji to be printed on currency notes. Can you at the outset explain why you think this will help? I mean, how it might help you in elections, I understand. But that apart, how do you think this will help the Indian economy, help the Indian rupee in its fight against the dollar, and how do you think this will make a state like Gujarat, the people of India, prosperous? Atishi, let's start from there.
First of all, Rahul, for the record, I would like to state for the audience that I am not an atheist. And secondly,
On this question of should the photographs of Lakshmi ji or Ganesh ji be put on the notes, let's be very clear. And Delhi's Chief Minister, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, very clearly said that he is not suggesting that putting the photo of gods like Lakshmi ji and Ganesh ji is the solution for all economic woes. He very clearly said that we will still have to invest in education, we will have to invest in higher education, work on ease of doing business, promote entrepreneurship, but all of that would be done better with the blessings of God, with the blessings of Lakshmi ji and Ganesh ji, who are considered the gods and goddesses of wealth and well-being. And since it is the festive time of Diwali, where Lakshmi ji and Ganesh ji are the two gods and are the two gods who are prayed to by most people across the country, this is how this idea came about. Number two, as I said, that this is a proposal not, and I'll correct you here, not to replace the photograph of Gandhi ji. It is to put the photographs of Lakshmi ji and Ganesh ji in addition to the photographs of Mahatma Gandhi. Now my question is, which I've been really wanting to ask the whole day, and since RP Singh ji is here, what I don't understand is, why is the Bharatiya Janata Party opposing this move? Why, from the time Mr. Arvind Kejriwal has proposed the fact that Lakshmi and Ganesh ji's photos should be on Indian currency, why is it that Bharatiya Janata Party has come out hammer and tongs against it? I would have thought that Bharatiya Janata Party of all political parties would have said that we welcome the move. We are happy to do it. I had expected that Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji would say that this is the festive time of Diwali, the season of praying to Lakshmi and Ganesh, and we are happy to accept this proposal. But they have been opposing it.
Okay,
This
RP Singh, she's bowling a googly at you, saying as a party that espouses the cause of Hindutva, what is the BJP's problem in having the images of Lakshmi ji, Ganesh ji printed on Indian currency notes?
Well, problem, Rahul, is that their knowledge of Hindutva is very limited to icons only. But let's understand, हाथी के दांत दिखाने के कुछ हो रहा है, खाने के कुछ हो रहा है. Delhi, all masjids get some 32,000 rupees per masjid as special allowances for imams and their colleagues. Do one temple pujari or one Gurdwara Sahib, Bhai Sahib in Delhi get that sort of allowances? No. Do someone in Punjab get similar allowances? No. That's the Mr. Kejriwal's government. Secondly, let's talk about what did Mr. Kejriwal said. Oh, my dadi told me not to construct a temple there where masjid has been demolished. Kejriwal Sahib is on record. So today, they are trying to be proven to prove to be a better Hindu. But everyone knows who is the real Hindu and who is a poor carbon copy. Thirdly, Mr. Sisodia is on record saying that we don't need temple here, we don't need Ram Mandir. People who were opposing Ram Mandir till some time back are talking about Lakshmi and Ganesh ji on the currency. People who can't pay allowances to people to the pujaris who do service in temple for Lakshmi and Ganesh ji, who do prayer for you on your behalf in temples to Lakshmi and Ganesh ji, you don't pay a single penny. Whereas for imams, yes, the purse of the exchequer of Delhi government is open. So this is a clear case of hypocrisy. They are just trying to do so only for the vote bank in Gujarat. They will go and support people who are Khalistanis.
No, but Shazia, so is this smart strategy on the part of Arvind Kejriwal? You understand his mind. You worked with him as part of his inner circle for a while. He can stand up and recite the Hanuman Chalisa. RP Singh is calling him a fake Hindu, but he's as Hindu as anybody else. So I don't see how he's a fake Hindu in the sense that he understands the scriptures or he understands the religion just as any other Hindu does, and therefore he says this is my idea, and he's looking to bowl the BJP into a box on a pitch where the BJP likes to bat aggressively.
Well, not really. I think you're being very euphemistic about your choice of language. I think Kejriwal ji once again has proven that he's such a brazen and a shameless liar that just when you think he can't hit the lowest point, the nadir of hoodwinking, deceit and treachery, he hits a new low. And I think this is one of those. He's just a desperate man to cover the rampant corruption and greed in his party. He is making it out to be the case that he is a contender in Gujarat. and now he knows that the ground is slipping away. So he's coming up with yet another idea. As for Atishi, I don't know what to say. Somebody, who came through Yogendra Yadav and Prashant Bhushan, Marlena, Marx and Lenin Bhakt, as she was named, she became Mrs. Singh for some time. And then, of course, and she was always an atheist, Marxist, Engels believer. And now, of course,
but it's really her personal choice. I didn't get into that at detail because it's her personal choice.
It's important. I'm not making, this has all been in the public discourse, and how Ashutosh was made to become a Gupta because he had to fight elections. So I think people know that. And I think let's not attribute noble motives and make it about Hindus and Muslims. We all know what Kejriwal did in Punjab. We all know what he did in Delhi when it came to salaries of imams and getting amanatullahs into the inner coterie, and this whole pathetic, disgusting vote bank politics. I think he's hit yet another low, and I think he can't lower himself further.
Does this help in any way, Yashwant Deshmukh, in your view? I mean, it creates some noise and fury on television and maybe on WhatsApp and social media. Does it help in an election campaign coming? It's a mercantile state where a lot of the voters have some form of trade or business that they're part of. This idea that you have Lakshmi ji or Ganesh ji's photos on their currency notes, is that an idea you think could catch on, pay electoral dividends?
Well, Rahul, what I can say is that it's not going to harm him either. I mean, we would know whether it's going to help or not. And I don't think that any one particular issue like this is going to help. Sure. But it's a composite picture, composite narrative. What I see is that the upswing of Aam Aadmi Party in Gujarat, particularly at the cost of the Congress, I don't see that even as we are talking, going down at this point of time. So unlike Uttarakhand, their numbers are not going down. Yes, those numbers
are they going up in your polls?
Yeah, but at the same time, it's still not that kind of a number which I would say would bother BJP. So I don't think BJP is bothered because Arvind Kejriwal is trying to eat up Congress in Gujarat. That is actually helping them. But I think what they are bothered, politically speaking, Rahul, is that going beyond this, if he continues to play at a pitch, as you mentioned, where BJP finds easier to paint everybody else as anti-Hindu party, it would be difficult. It seems that it would be difficult at this point of time for them to start painting Arvind Kejriwal.
Is that the problem, RP Singh, that you haven't been able to paint Kejriwal as anti-Hindu or the AAP as being an anti-Hindu party? The Congress falls into that trap or gets boxed into that corner very easily, where you can accuse them in the past of having been guilty of minority appeasement. The AAP doesn't really fall into that box, which is why you are as irritated with Kejriwal and AAP as you are. RP Singh?
First, Rahul, we are not at all irritated by Mr. Kejriwal. Can I?
Yes, please.
We are not at all irritated by Mr. Kejriwal at all. He has his own right to have his own point and agenda to tell to people. But fact is, he is anti-Hindu. I just told you, Mr. Sisodia on record has said we don't need Haram Mandir. Mr. Sisodia was there at CA protest at Shaheen Bagh. They were supporting CA and CA protest. And what was CA? CA was for Hindus in Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan who suffer there. They can come to India. So, but they said no Hindu should come. They said all others should be also allowed. Fact is that ongoingly they have been doing so. I remember one of the tweet of Mr. Kejriwal where he showed that the broom, the jhadu, is chasing swastik, the religious symbol of Hindus, chasing the swastik, showing that broom is more mighty than the swastik. This is all on record.
Now, Atishi, now respond to this point. That there is a bit of opportunism in what you do.
Can I take a second?
Okay, that's so. Go on. Complete.
Very small thing. दिल्ली के अंदर पुजारियों को, गुरुद्वारे के भाई साहबों को, पंजाब में जो गुरुद्वारों को, भाई साहबों को और मंदिर के पुजारियों को जो कि आरती करते हैं गणेश जी की और लक्ष्मी जी की, उनकी चिंता इमामों जैसे कब करेंगे जैसे दिल्ली के इमामों की करते हैं.
Okay, you're trying to bring it back to the Imams. No, one second. I want Atishi to respond to the point that Shazia made, that Ashutosh was made to become a Gupta. Arvind Kejriwal started touting his Banya credentials in the battle in Haryana. And this is a party that came out of an anti-corruption movement that said that they would not be like other parties, that they would practice a more progressive form of politics. And a lot of your original supporters, when they see the likes of Atishi say, no, I'm a God-fearing Hindu, or when they say Arvind Kejriwal say that, okay, let there be an image of Lakshmi ji or Ganesh ji on a currency note, they're saying, but this is what you promised you would not do, or you claim to be different. Now, how are you different from anybody else, Atishi?
Rahul, you have two BJP spokespersons on your show, so you have to give me adequate time to respond to all of their allegations. Number one, RP Singh ji, everyone is tired of hearing the same old repeated broken tape recorder from the Bharatiya Janata Party that Delhi pays salaries to Masjid Maulanas. Let me point out to you that all BJP ruled states, Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, please do the same. So please, are their Waqf boards all pay salaries? Please ask them the same. Number one. Number two, RP Singh ji, I do not want to hear from Bharatiya Janata Party about how anyone opposes the Hindus. Number one party that opposes the Hindus, disrespects the Hindus in this country is Bharatiya Janata Party. More than 100 ancient temples have been broken in Varanasi. The Mahant of the Varanasi temple says this. In my own constituency in Delhi, in Srinivaspuri, Nilkant Mahadev Mandir has been demolished. Sarojini Nagar, 3 temples have been demolished. 1 week ago, one temple, Durga temple in east of Kailash, has been sealed by your DDA, your police. Your Home Minister Amit Shah ji, you are talking about the swastik. On one rally, he was seen as standing on top of the swastik. So of all parties, the Bharatiya Janata Party shouldn't talk about anyone insulting the Hindus. Bharatiya Janata Party is number one. Number two, the question that I am asking you, Mr. RP Singh, is why are you opposing the photographs of Lakshmi ji and Ganesh ji on Indian currency notes? Why for the last 6 hours since Mr. Arvind Kejriwal made this proposal, why are all BJP leaders and spokespersons speaking against this? I know the fact that you hate us. I know the fact that you are against us, that you hate Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal and Atishi, and you will make all kinds of personal attacks against us, which both you and Shazia Almi have been doing even on this show for the last 20 minutes. But make any kind of personal attacks against us, hate us as much as you want.
It is not a personal attack, Atishi, because you did change your name and became Atishi Singh and a Rajput.
Of Lakshmi and Ganesh,
you're lying,
of
Atishi.
Lakshmi ji,
Atishi, you're lying
Ganesh,
totally.
why are you opposing that?
Okay, Shazia, Atishi is asking, what is the specific objection you have to having... No, one second. Shazia, just listen to the question and respond. Atishi is saying, what's the specific objection to having the images of the gods on the currency notes? Yes, Shazia.
Prevent me from speaking, but I will. First of all, I did not make any personal comments. Neither did RP Singh ji. And the comment was about Atishi publicly changed her name from Marlena, Marx and Lenin. And she's lying now, but she was an atheist. And now she's switched over to becoming a God-fearing Hindu. So it's all for
as I said, Shazia, say anything about me.
Attack.
You can say anything you want about me. Why are you opposing Lakshmi ji and Ganesh ji?
Don't get riled up.
Shazia, why are you opposing Lakshmi ji and Ganesh ji?
It was not a personal.
Okay, one at a time. Atishi, you've made a point. Atishi, you've made a point. Let her respond. Atishi, you've made a point. Let Shazia respond. Shazia.
You made a decision. So Atishi and Ashutosh made a decision, not a personal decision, but an electoral decision that they will change their surnames or add one and will be Guptas and Rajputs from now onwards, because it did help your politics. There is nothing personal about it. You did it yourself, and that was not a personal choice. You did so before contesting the election. So there is nothing personal, so do not make up stories. Secondly, I disagree with Yashwant, my learned friend, that I don't think it's going to help Aam Aadmi Party and its prospects
answer the question, Shazia.
And if Atishi
answer the question. Now that the show is not about me. The show is not about me and your opposition to me. I know you don't like me. That's not a problem. Why are you opposing the photo of Lakshmi ji and Ganesh ji on the currency
yourself,
notes of
Atishi.
India.
Atishi, you can't be so
Okay,
scared.
I can't have both guests speaking at the same time. That's not how I like to run debates. Shazia, let Shazia complete. Shazia, let's try and get you to answer the question that's being asked. What's the objection to having the notes of goddesses and gods on the notes? Respond to that. Yeah, just keep all other faders.
So see, the people in public life, when they take decisions for electoral gains, will be shown the mirror. If the mirror is so scary, then Atishi will have to do something about that, not me. But there was nothing personal. That's a point I want to make. Secondly, if you think that by saying that, oh, we want Ganesha, Lord Ganesha and Lakshmi ji on the currency notes, now what will BJPs do? If you think you've like really, you're being too clever by half, and what will BJP do? It just, it only smacks of desperation. I don't think we need to dignify your desperation with an answer. Thirdly, I disagree with Yashwant ji when he says, who is my learned friend, that it will help up. It will just show yet another flip-flop of AAP, just like it has, just as so many have been documented in the last few years. So if AAP had an advantage was to gobble up the Congress vote, and now if they're trying to now make that constituency angry, which is Muslim voters, people who feel Arvind has a chance, I think they will lose that too. Na khuda hi milega, na visale sanam. So I think na idhar ke rahenge, na aap udhar ke. So I think it's a very sad tamashe baas kind of a rajniti going on, and I don't think it helps AAP or anybody whatsoever. It doesn't affect the Hindus at all, vote bank, and as for Muslims who've been voting for them, they'll be very confused as to what's going on.
Now, Yashwant Deshmukh, the BJP's concern, not on record but off record, seems to be that the Congress tends to collapse in states where the AAP has shown that it's made inroads. It happened in Delhi, it later happened in Punjab, but Gujarat is a much bigger state and its dynamics are also different. Punjab had a track record of being a multipolar contest. You had the Akalis and the BJP, apart from the Congress and the BJP, apart from the Congress, in the past these existed as parties. Now, do you think the AAP can exist and grow beyond the 8th of December, or do you think that he's trying to make it as big as he can, so he makes enough ingress on which he can mount a campaign over the next 5 years? Is it about this election or about the next?
I think this is pretty much about the next election, and this I'm not saying on whether AAP's growth trajectory is going to remain intact or not. The question is also the complete collapse of the Congress in the state, Rahul. People, please remember that even at the best of the times, the BJP, whenever they had the record-breaking performance in the assembly elections, in Gujarat, there would be always more than 50% voters who voted against the BJP. So it is a state where half the population, half the electorate has been against the BJP, but they do not see Congress as their justified vehicle of
no, but we heard the Prime Minister say it. We hear Ashok Gehlot and a lot of other people say that the Congress is mounting apparently a very silent campaign in rural areas in Kutch and Saurashtra, and that you can't see on TV, but it's happening on the ground. Is that really just something to keep the Congress's spirits up?
That is because Aam Aadmi Party faces a problem of not having enough network and not having good number of faces at the local level across Gujarat. So that is their issue. What I am looking at is possibly a scenario where, in a two-phased approach, if they continue to work seriously on the ground, they can very well, replace Congress as the principal opposition to the BJP in Gujarat. That is a possibility. It might not happen in this election. It might happen in the next election.
Atishi, do you accept that argument that this is really not so much about this election? AAP is playing a longer-term battle with an eye on the next election, with an eye on replacing Congress as the principal opposition to the BJP for the next set of elections.
See, Rahul, let's separate both of these issues. Number one, the proposal to have the photographs of Lakshmi ji and Ganesh ji on currency notes has nothing to do with electoral politics. Number one, it is a proposal that we are putting forward to the Prime Minister of this country, a proposal which is surprisingly being opposed by the Bharatiya Janata Party. This is one thing that surprises. Number two, as far as Gujarat is concerned, it is very clear that the vote share for Aam Aadmi Party is rising. Just within the surveys that have not, forget what are being done by us, but surveys being done by different news channels and different agencies over the past 6 months are showing that the vote share for Aam Aadmi Party is rising. And clearly that is a source of concern for the BJP, that is a source of concern for the Congress. And you can see that in the multiple attacks that are happening against Aam Aadmi Party, be it the arrests of many leaders of Aam Aadmi Party, be it the way that the LG is disrupting the functioning of the government, as Arvind Kejriwal puts it, writing love letters to him every day, every other day. So it is very clear that the BJP is threatened by Aam Aadmi Party. Why? Because they haven't delivered in Gujarat in 27 years. The state is in shambles, be it in education, be it in healthcare, be it in infrastructure. So that on the Gujarat front is very clear. BJP is scared because they haven't delivered in 27 years.
There is, RP Singh, you will have to accept a certain amount of anti-incumbency, which the Congress tapped into in the last elections, which the AAP is trying to tap into this election. It's only natural. After the same party has been in power for 27 years, locals will have certain grudges, and the AAP, for what it's worth, at least in urban pockets in this election, seems to have become the vehicle that is amplifying that noise, amplifying the voices of the opposition, and to that extent they are posing a challenge in this election to you.
Well, before that, when will they sack Gopal Atalia, who said women should not go to temple because they can be harassed, they can be exploited, they can be molested? When will they sack Rajinder Gautam, the former minister who is still part of the Aam Aadmi Party and ML from Aam Aadmi Party, who said that we won't pay obeisance to Lakshmi and Ganesh? He is on record saying so in a public meeting of 10,000 people. So, and he promotes this, yes, that we don't want to do this. So he's still part of Aam Aadmi Party. And I'm sorry, I never uttered a word against Atishi about anything personal. But yes, now I'm asking a question. Tripta Vai, my former teacher in college, and Vijay Singh both signed a document seeking mercy petition for Afzal Guru or not. And both were part of the left movement in the university or not. They were. And he is from the background. That's why when my colleague said that she is an atheist, she would have been. I mean, I never want to get into personal because I never use these words in any debate. But the saddest part is that people who claim themselves to be Hindu now, what was their role in Ram Mandir? What was their role in CA? Why were they opposing CA so vehemently? Why were they doing so? The only reason was because they wanted to, give me a second, they wanted to cut it to a certain vote bank. Why were both the friends of Atishi were supporting Tahir Hussain till the time he was arrested? They were supporting. No, Tahir Hussain is innocent. So they were.
So you're accusing the AAP of trying to swing the religious ball both ways. When it suits you, you want to pander and appease, and when it doesn't, you want to play the soft Hindutva card. Atishi.
Rahul, I don't know if you have noticed this from the time the show has started. RP Singh ji is talking about one thing, second thing, third thing, fourth thing, but never once in all this time, as the official spokesperson of the BJP, is he ready to say that we want the photographs of Lakshmi ji and Ganesh ji on Indian currency notes. I don't understand.
I'll answer that, Rahul. Please give me a chance.
Usually, Mr. RP Singh. Usually, Mr. RP Singh.
RP, let us speak. I'm coming back to you. RP Singh, I'm coming back to you in a moment. Let her conclude.
Why are you so scared, RP Singh ji? Please, RP Singh ji. Why are you so scared? You never were so scared when you were demolishing temples in Varanasi. You were never scared when you were demolishing temples.
Bhai Sahab and Granthis of Delhi, as you give to Imams in Delhi, will you do the same?
2 days
will you treat
Okay, RP Singh, you're not answering the question. She's saying, no, 1 second, both guests are speaking at the same time. RP Singh, you said you wanted to answer the question.
I'm prepared to answer. The question. Let her answer this first. कि किस दिन से दिल्ली के इमाम को जैसे तनख्वाह मिलती है वैसे दिल्ली के पुजारियों को और दिल्ली के जो ग्रंथी हैं जो भाई साहब हैं उनको ये तनख्वाह देंगे।
आरपी सिंह जी इतना डरते क्यों हैं? डरते क्यों हैं आरपी सिंह जी?
से नहीं होगा।
लक्ष्मी जी
आप वही हैं जिन्होंने विधानसभा में उपहार उड़ाया था कश्मीरी पंडितों का उपहार उड़ाया था।
Okay, time out, because I think our viewers see through this. Both guests asking each other questions which they aren't answering themselves. Ultimately, it comes down to the voter and who he thinks he wants to trust with his mandate. We saw both guests trying to pin the other down without wanting to answer the question that was being asked of them. I want to thank our guests for joining us on the Newstrack. The AAP bowling, this googly. We're now going to see how it plays out on the battlefield in Gujarat. As Yashwant Deshmukh said, it's not one issue ever, it's a combination of issues, and he doesn't see this do any harm. But will it do any good? We'll track that in the days and weeks to come. Coming up on the other side, under fire, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister orders an NIA probe into the Kanwal blast where radical Islamists planning a repeat of a Sri Lanka Easter Sunday church attack. Details coming up on the other side.
जितने भी पूरे भारत में सिक्योरिटी गार्ड लगे हुए हैं सबको मान सम्मान मिलना चाहिए।
हम अकेले ड्यूटी करते हैं, हम गरीब आदमी हैं सर।
आत्मसम्मान तो मेरा चला ही गया, मुझे सिर्फ रिस्पेक्ट चाहिए। हम आपकी कहानी पूरी दुनिया को सुनाएंगे और आपके स्वाभिमान के लिए आवाज उठाएंगे। रात 9 बजे आज तक पर।
Equity on your mind? Confused about what to pick and when is the right time to exit the stock? All your questions will be answered. Log on to Business Today TV.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Everyone's busy finding what's trending. You're busy finding out why. India Today for those who research before reacting. Download the India Today app now. Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices.
I don't read the news. I read between the lines to tell you the true version of events, the true story of our times.
To document grief, the toughest assignment for any journalist to be.
From those who matter.
Women politicians going to stick up for each other.
Of those who should matter. I document the truth. I don't distort the truth. I don't glamorize the truth. I don't gloss over the truth.
The ghosts of India's contentious medieval history have come knocking again.
I hustle for the truth. On the ground, in the newsroom, in the studio. I don't try to grab eyeballs.
I inform you to make you see the point.
To the Point with Preeti Chaudhary. At these times, only on India Today.
Co-powered by RK Marble, Khoobsurat Imandari. In association with JioMart, Har Ghar Ka Mart.
almost in the blood of this Kapoor household.
At this point of time, we are almost 10 or 11 of us actively involved in acting.
Including you. You're coming in a film where you're acting as the husband of the one and only Dimple Kapadia. Did you warn him before he decided to come in front of camera, or did you encourage him?
I encouraged him because I always knew that acting ka keeda was there in him. Me and mom used to sit and look at him because after he'd come back from work every night, he'd put on, what was that channel? It used to play all those old Hindi songs. While these songs played, he'd like enact all of the songs and sing along. And like he'd break into dance, and me and mom would just, she would look at me straight in the eye and say, thank God your father didn't become an actor. There'd be no holding him. I wouldn't be able to control him then.
Presented by Only OLX Autos gives the best price for your car. Co-presented by Macho Hint, Fashion Bade Aaram Se. Powered by Ashirwad Shubh Chakki Aata, Raho Char Kadam Aage.
It's been 15 long years.
In the air, Srishant takes it. India win.
Since Team India got their hands on the ICC T20 World Cup.
Will 2022 be the year, the moment the entire country's been waiting for?
It's in self-room, and that is 50.
Join us on India Today as we follow the men in blue.
And bring you all the latest news and analysis with our cricket experts Harbhajan Singh, Sunil Gavaskar and Pragyan Ojha.
Watch the Battle of Champions at these times throughout the World Cup on India Today.
Five men, including the son of a 1998 serial blast convict, have been arrested in the Coimbatore blast case. The Islamic State terror module has been busted, and investigators are probing whether terrorists were planning a repeat of the Sri Lanka Easter Sunday church attack. M.K. Stalin, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister, has ordered an NIA probe. But the opposition alleges that his government was initially trying to downplay the terror angle.
Days after a cylinder blast rocked the city of Coimbatore, the revelations tumbling out based on the investigation all point to a deadly terror plot. This is the moment when the car with the cylinder went up in flames on Sunday morning, and one person, Jamesha Mubin, died in the explosion. But he is no innocent. Mubin has been identified as an accused as one of those who was plotting multiple attacks in the city of Coimbatore. Sources tell India Today that a note was recovered from Mubin's residence which had a list of prominent government offices and public gathering areas. Raids were conducted in several locations of Coimbatore at the residences of the five accused, along with properties linked to relatives of the accused. Links between the 1998 Coimbatore blast, in which 58 people died, and this cylinder blast is also being probed, as some of the accused have been linked to the convicts of the case.
The police have also identified that 3 of the 5 people have gone to Kerala, meaning gone to Kerala to a prison called Viyur, where people like NIA suspects have been lodged, and these people have attempted to meet 2 people as per sources. One is Amjad Ali, and the second one, very important person called as Mohammad Azharuddin, who is said to be in contact with the Sri Lankan Easter Sunday suicide bombing.
An NIA team has touched down in Coimbatore, tracking all developments closely. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin also chaired a meet, taking stock of all the updates in the investigation. But the BJP has slammed the DMK regime, questioning why CM Stalin hasn't uttered a word on the blast so far.
Our state president has requested that the investigation has to be handed over to NIA. It is because of the minority vote bank politics. The chief minister is not making any statement and he is not coming here.
Locals are on edge in Coimbatore as details tumble out of the deadly terror plot that these 5 accused were hatching. Multiple appeals for peace are now pouring in from prominent groups.
caste, creed or community, doesn't matter. The police and the administration has to take a no-nonsense attitude in this way. And that's the thing. We are totally in support for all these things. That's it.
A city that was rocked by serial blasts in 1998 has been once again cast in the shadow of terror, raising questions as to what exactly had happened in the past 24 years. All eyes are now upon the probing agencies who have now cracked a whip on this terror plot. Vivian Danian, Pramod Madhav, for India Today.
Out on parole, convicted rapist Gurmeet Ram Rahim has declared he will remain the Dera chief. His clarification comes on the back of speculation that his adopted daughter Hanipreet was going to take over. Gurmeet Ram Rahim has not just set the record straight about the Dera leadership, but also renamed Hanipreet as, wait for this, Ruhani Didi.
A woman wearing multiple hats. Calls herself a philanthropist, a social worker, an environmentalist, a humanitarian. Born as Priyanka Taneja and from Fatehabad near Hisar in Haryana, Hanipreet rose through the ranks of what was once a powerful Dera led by Gurmeet Ram Rahim in Sirsa. A constant companion of the Dera chief, convicted of rape and murder.
धर्म की बेटी है, हमारा मुख्य शिष्य है, हमने बोल दिया और उनका एक हमने छोटा सा नाम दे दिया, रूदी दे दिया हमने, रूदी, रूहानी दीदी.
Seen as his close confidant, Gurmeet Ram Rahim calls Hanipreet his adopted daughter.
मेरा और मेरे पापा का रिश्ता बिल्कुल बाप बेटी पाक रिश्ता है. वो एक बाप से मैं पूछना चाहूंगी और एक बेटी अपने दिल पे रख के बता दे उनका रिश्ता क्या है. मैं सबको ये कहना चाहूंगी कि भी जितने भी समाज वाले जो ये फैलाई जा रही बातें उन पे यकीन ना करें.
Hanipreet figured on top of Haryana police's wanted list for weeks in connection with the violence that followed the Dera leader's arrest in 2017. So much so was her proximity with Gurmeet Ram Rahim that she has been rumoured to be his potential successor in the Sirsa Dera.
हम थे, हम हैं और हम ही रहेंगे. 100%, 1000%, लाख%, लाखों बार कहलवा लो, हम थे, हम हैं और हम ही रहेंगे.
Well, that turns out to be a speculation. Gurmeet Ram Rahim, while out on a 40-day parole, has publicly declared himself the perpetual head of his Dera.
हमने इतनी चिट्ठियों में भी लिख दिया हैंडराइटिंग से अपनी और आज बोल दिया कि लाखों बार कहलवा लो, हम थे, हम हैं और हम ही रहेंगे.
In his disclosure to his followers, live streamed on social media platforms from a Dera branch at Baghpat in Uttar Pradesh. Gurmeet Ram Rahim just had a new nomenclature to bestow on his protege. He renamed her Ruhani Didi or Ru Didi.
उनका एक हमने छोटा सा नाम दे दिया, रूदी दे दिया हमने, रूदी, रूहानी दीदी.
Priyanka Taneja became Hanipreet at the Sirsa Dera way back in 1999. And Hanipreet turned Ruhani Didi for the followers almost a quarter century later.
His announcement that he remains in a Dera saddle, whether in a jail or out on a parole, has come at a time when reports are emerging that he has lost a sizable number of followers after he was convicted for rape and murder. Hanipreet Insan, who has now been named as Ruhani Didi, has been completely ruled out as Dera's successor. With camera person Aman Gupta and Satyendra Chauhan, this is Manjeet Sehgal in Chandigarh for India Today.
This is where I wrap up the Newstrack tonight. For your time and your trust, thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you at 8 p.m. tomorrow evening. Till then, from all of us here, goodbye, good night.
Fashion industry is all about new designs, styles and creations. Well, now fashion designers have a new playground for their creations, the metaverse. This digital world where, thanks to an avatar that gives us a virtual twin, we can evolve and act just as we would in the real world. We enter it through wearing a virtual reality headgear or by watching a computer or smartphone screen. The metaverse is a space for experimentation and testing out new products, allowing designers to push the boundaries of their creativity.